Hello guys, today we are going to discuss about some of the disorders associated with hormones. Let's begin with the first question. Graves' disease. Graves' disease occurs due to dash. Graves' disease is a disorder which occurs due to hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism. That means excess secretion of thyroxine or under secretion of thyroxine. The answer to this question is that it's an autoimmune disorder in which, very important point, in which the thyroxine secretion are more. Then question arises, is it hyperthyroidism or hypothyroidism? Answer, there are two disorders. I will tell the next one, which is hypo, but this one is hyperthyroidism, and the answer is Graves' disease. And always remember, this disease is said to be an autoimmune, and the answer is hyperthyroidism. This is an important question. Remember this. Next, number two question. Hyposecretion of, very important question. Hyposecretion of growth hormone in infants or in young animals leads to or results in dash. So growth hormone mostly promotes the elongation of the long bones and muscle growth. If its a deficiency is there in the growing stage, when the epiphyseal growth plate of the bone is not closed, then the bones will not grow further. That means the height of the body will not increase. So the answer is, in infants, this is associated with dwarfism. How many types of dwarfism are there? What kind of dwarfism? Which type of growth hormone is involved? That we'll discuss in my coming lecture. Now coming to number three question. Dash disorder occurs due to complete removal of adrenal gland. For your information, this is the first disease to be discovered and named as the hormone deficiency disorder, and that disorder is known as Addison's disease, and it was being given by Thomas Addison. So the answer to this question is Addison's disease. That is the deficiency of the adrenal hormones. Coming to the next question. Hyposecretion of important one, ADH, antidiuretic hormone, results in dash disorder. As you know that diabetes is broadly classified into two types: diabetes mellitus, diabetes insipidus. Diabetes mellitus is a primarily disorder of the pancreas, the beta cells, the insulin, and diabetes insipidus is an example of a pituitary disorder, or I can say hypothalamic disorder, where the ADH is undersecreted. As a consequence, the water in the collecting tubules and collecting ducts are not being reabsorbed, and ADH helps in the expression of aquaporin 2, which are said to be water absorbing channels. So in the deficiency of ADH, diabetes insipidus occurs. Guys, do not forget to visit my YouTube channel for a detailed and extensive lecture on ADH, and number two, mechanism of action of ADH through aquaporin 2. So here the answer to this question is diabetes insipidus. It's a very important one, diabetes insipidus. Next question. In hilly tracts, deficiency of DAS results in DAS showing or characterized by showing swelling of thyroid gland in the neck region, thyroid gland known as DAS. It's a composite question. I am covering 3-4 questions in one question itself. In hilly tracts, the mountain areas where soil erosion is very evident and that soil is deficient in iodine. And due to deficiency of iodine, the synthesis of the thyroxine is abrupted. Means thyroxine deficiency starts. And the thyroid follicular cells, in response to that, they start working more and more. That leads to hypertrophy of the thyroid follicular cells. And that condition is known as goiter. So here the answer is iodine first results in DAS showing swelling of thyroid gland. Results in, this is hypothyroidism, because this is the thyroid deficiency, showing swelling of the thyroid gland, which is known as hilly goiter or endemic goiter or simple goiter. And that shows that in hilly tracts, this is the major important is this iodine. Now, one of the most important and applicable questions. Question number 6, this is the bonus one in this series, very, very important. Hyper secretion of growth hormone in young results in DAS and in adults in DAS. Again, 2 questions, and we are covering the important aspect. As you know that growth hormone is primarily associated with the growth of the body, elongation of the bone, muscle protein synthesis, regulators of metabolism, regulation of other hormones which are associated with metabolism. Please do not forget to visit my YouTube to see the growth hormone in details. So when the growth hormone is hyper secreted, means more secreted in young age, then the epiphyseal growth plates are not closed, so that will cause more and more growth of the bones and elongation of bones, and those that will produce gigantes. So it will result in gigantism. And when it is adult, when the epiphyseal growth plates are closed, then the bones cannot grow, elongate, rather they will spread out at their widening sides. That is the free side of the bones where they come in contact the other bone to form the joint, and that condition is known as acromegaly. That means excessive enlargement of the bones in the facial region, in the joint surfaces, small joints, large joints, and it appears as a gorilla face. So sometimes it's known as gorilla syndrome. So answer is the gigantism in young, and in adults it is acromegaly. Thank you so much and keep watching. Thank you.